Hello there, Instant, and welcome back to some more Binding of Isaac. Do you want me to play a Lazarus game? It's probably a good idea. We haven't done all that much with him. We have a win streak of minus 6, so why don't we just play as one of the worst characters to make that win streak even worse. I'll just go in here immediately, why not? Would not exactly say that was worth it, but now we did it anyway. So Lazarus, if you die as Lazarus, you come back to life with more damage. You also start with a pill. And other than that, it's just your good old average character, but a little bit worse. I should get rid of this guy before anything else. So a big room scares me. Big room on these early floors. Wow. Tends to take forever to actually complete. This one shouldn't be too bad, it's just terribly annoying. Thankfully we will not actually have to go back in there again. So I guess we need to do boss rush, we need to do everything actually. Why? So yeah. Let's just look at the rest of the floor first, just so that we don't kill ourselves on the boss. I guess I should use this while I'm at low health. Could have been a full health pill. It was more likely somehow to be a full health pill since we were at low health. We could also just come back to life immediately. So now we're faster now. That's actually pretty nice. So I guess dying is not necessarily so bad early on. I mean, we essentially just paid 2 red hearts for a damage upgrade and a speed upgrade. Would I do that normally? It's not unlikely, right? So I'm already digging our damage a lot more than before. So maybe that's actually strats. Play as Lazarus, just kill yourself immediately, because otherwise it's gonna be too boring. So I'm not gonna claim it was on purpose, but yeah. Leech gives us health, deals damage to enemies. It's cute. I like it. Looks pretty likely that our secret room is easy to find here. So why don't we just have a look for that as well. There it is. Random stuff that we can't really use. Okay. Dingle. I wonder if there's a champion Dingle actually. I don't think I ever saw one. So we might get killed. It's likely that we get killed, but it's not so different from playing Judas, except we're worse probably because I imagine our health is close enough to well, I mean our health is identical to Judas' starting health. Our damage is probably very similar to Judas's, and finally we don't have Book of Belial, so we're worse off than we would be if we played as Judas. Oh, but not much though. Hopefully Leech will at some point give us some health there. Blood Clot is nice. Even more damage. So at least on one eye. I would like to get some health very soon, obviously. Also, having only half a red heart forces me to concentrate a little bit more. Which is good. Whenever I concentrate, I play better. Least surprising claim of the day, I imagine. Let's just let the Leech take care of that. Explosive diarrhea? Full health, okay. So that could have been a bad triple actually, who knows. 2 mark rocks that I can't access at the moment. Let's just get out of here quickly. So Leech, perhaps you could give me some health back? That's good. I don't know how often the health from Leech triggers. 3! Okay, so I really hope that we're gonna get a bomb upgrade, including 5 bombs in this item room. Oish! I didn't even see that one. So we didn't get any health from that. Maybe I'll let this fly loose and then the Leech... Well, okay, this also works. The plan was to let the Leech actually give me some health back. I think this is in particular a stretch if you want to go for a boss rush. Gimpy is good enough. Gimpy gives us soul hearts once in a while when we take damage. It's definitely better the earlier you get it. Because the proc rate doesn't seem all that high. It only gives you something like once every maybe 5 or 6 times you get hit. But that can turn into a bunch of soul hearts over the course of a run. I'm not sure my logic is sound. There's something to it that makes it sound completely wrong. But was that a 4th mark rock, or did I count it already? Anyway, logic is what it is. Leech, could you help me out here? I'm not too happy that we should have been dead 3 times already with the amount of damage I've taken. And the fact that Leech is helping us out so much. Not sure what to think of this. So, I mean, getting a blood bank early on as Lazarus is pretty cool. Then you can just kill yourself on that and get the benefit. I know there is also a card in the game which kills you, which is super useful as Lazarus. And let's quickly run in here before the mysterious AI on these spiders gets the best of me. So is Charles Heart better than Judas Tongue? I don't know what Judas Tongue actually does. So maybe I'll stick with Charles Heart. Not that Charles Heart is particularly good, that just gives us red hearts and we can't really use them so much at this point. Quickly. How did I take damage from that? I thought both of them were gone. Anyway. So again, we're likely to die on the boss, but it's Monstro. I've been able to beat Monstro without taking damage before. And hopefully I will again. Unfortunately, he doesn't spawn anything that that the Leech can kill. And unfortunately, he also de-aggroes the Leech when he jumps. So I need to concentrate, I need to focus a lot. It must be 2015 where you guys are. It's a little strange to think of. I wonder how that is. That year. It's probably pretty similar to this year that I'm in. Still though, I mean you're like in the future. It's a little weird. So we get a range upgrade. Can't really use that for so much. More than anything else, I mean it's like I can't really complain that I was getting so many Mark Rugs, but it just feels like they're completely wasted when I couldn't actually use any of them. Leech, could you hop in there or maybe do something? I really would like some more health. I mean, since we're playing hard mode, health maybe doesn't do so much because we're likely to come up against champions that just kill us in one hit anyway. Still though, there's a bit of health. This one should be simple. Our damage should be good enough. Just watch out that we don't end up blowing ourselves up on some TNT by accident. Alright, bunch of champions in here. Get rid of those first and foremost, because they will kill me if I don't. Got a little close. Scary room, actually. I guess that's catacombs for you. Is this catacombs? Yeah, it's catacombs. So I guess the damage on the Leech is not so good compared to so many other familiars. It really is the life gain that makes it sweet. So it's probably a sub-average item in that respect. Ah, wow. I got my health back there. Thank you, Leech. It's a little annoying that we have Curse of the Lost. Means that I can't quite guess where the secret room should be. So a million teratomas, which in turn means a million spiders. So let's try and get rid of these while they're over the water. I guess that's the point of this room. That didn't quite work. I guess it only works when we're in there in the final state. I could also just do it here. Have the Leech help me out, maybe. Yes, thank you. So okay, so I claimed at some point that the Leech didn't give you health very often, but it certainly seems like it does. In this case, the spiders died to the fire. Good. Pretty slow, actually. It feels like it hasn't been too slow. I mean, our damage is okay. Could be a bit better, but could certainly also be worse. Okay, maybe I'm just take that back immediately. Our damage is actually not very good. I'm surprised we're getting so many red hearts. I mean, we are playing on hard mode, so hearts should drop less often. I hope we're playing on hard mode at least. That should have been the point. I realize I left the scent back here, so let's get that before I forget. Still no bombs though. So they fixed a little while back the bug that caused less consumables to drop on hard mode. So that's not what's going on here. I think we're just being super unlucky. which is unfortunate. You can get many, many good things from having a few bombs. I do realize I spent one on the first floor to find a secret room. That could have been put to better use. Can I do something here? No. I could look for black markets and stuff like that. That could have been put to better use if I had used it, for instance, on that particular room, or if I had used it on mark rocks, but that's too late now. I'll blow this up quickly. So, admittedly, I'm fairly lost at this point. Better make sure to keep moving on this room. We each can't really do anything, just hang around a little bit. It's also cool. Stuff that blows up. Oh, this is a scary room. This could easily be the end of me. Yep, there we go. Unfortunate. Let's throw in another one. So, question is, do I want to kill myself again? I guess I may as well do this. Yep, free chest. Free stuff. That's good. Already better than the previous one. Now I feel terribly slow. I guess I can get that mark rock for free if I place it correctly, the bomb. So let's do that. So do I want to die? I guess maybe I should go for a devil room deal first and then kill myself. I think that's strats, isn't it? Seems like strats to me. Mom's bottle pills. It's okay. Gives us a pill every 6 rooms. It's good if we have good pills. We know we have at least one good pill. Log up, range up. Those are good pills, so I'm not gonna complain. Why are we green? There's no reason why we should be green. Was that the effect of the pill? Log up, range up, something? Who knows? I'll wait this out. Again, I mean, blowing up rocks is always good, even if they're not marked rocks, because sometimes you get free items, free trinkets from, you know, that secret room kind of thingy where there is a ladder and under the rock, even though it's not marked. So, again, I mean, just blow up rocks. There is no reason not to. If you can do it for free, of course. So, watch one of these pills be a health upgrade. That would be fantastic. And I'm not sure how. Again, I would use Lazarus's come back to life effect. Should I go to the big room? I'm actually not going to. I don't like big rooms on these early floors. It might mean that I'm losing out on the secret room was what I was thinking. So I guess now I have more bombs than I had on the previous run. So why don't I just go back and look for the secret room? There's 2 places where it could be, as far as I can tell. And maybe we can easily rule one out, in which case we'll just go to the secret, like a guaranteed, more or less, secret room. There's no such thing as a guaranteed secret room, I think, at this point, just because the spawning algorithm, the level design algorithm is so weird. I never understand how it works. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure my claim is wrong, that in some cases you can actually guarantee a secret room to be in a particular spot, but there are so many oddities, I think, that I can't always seem to get it right. But most of the time it works, and that's sufficient. So it's a game where you need to understand your random variables. And sometimes figure out when stuff pays out and when it doesn't. So here the secret room could easily be, could probably also be up there. I don't think I can rule out any of these, but I'll take this one first just because it also gets us a cent. Wasn't the right one, at least I don't think it was. So let's try out this one. I know that I'm using my last bomb on this, but yeah. Ah, this looks familiar. So let's get a pill for free. Pheromones is good. Tear Stone is not so good, but now we know it exists and we don't need to take it in the future. So yeah, I mean, bottle of pills is nice sometimes. I'd probably get rid of it if I could. Well, I mean, I could get rid of it easily, I guess, but I will get rid of it if I find something better. Which is also a trivial statement, so I think what I'm trying to say is that I'll get rid of it if I find something better, and I'm likely to find something better. Maybe the last thing is what I'm actually trying to say. I don't know. So that doesn't matter too much. I do not like these guys. Now we're rid of one of them. I would like to kill the other one close to the pots. I guess I'm not going to. Log up. It's good. Gets us even greener, I suppose. So now there is also a good chance we'll get a devil room if I just avoid taking damage. It is the cellar. Cellar is difficult. So maybe that's easier said than done. Still though. Let's see if we can make it happen. That would give me a very good excuse for killing myself. I don't know how it works, I guess. Yeah, you could kill yourself and like lose all of your red hearts on a devil room. And that would still count. As in you would just come back to life again. Pride is a little annoying, but shouldn't be too bad. Just make sure that you like get the bombs in the right order so that a bomb doesn't explode into you. Can sometimes happen. Rules card. That's a new one. What does it do? Chop this like smoke. Oh, so maybe it just gives you like random hints. So I guess that's supposed to mean that you can use bombs efficiently against chop, which I guess we already knew. Cool idea. Not very happy about it actually. I think at this point I know most of the secrets, so it's not actually gonna do all that much. But yeah, it's a nice like flashback to old RPG games where you would somehow learn how the games work through interaction with NPCs. Not that this is really an NPC, but kind of plays the same role from a gameplay perspective. So neat idea, in my opinion. Strange floor so far. Yeah, it's pretty much a given that I was gonna take damage here. Hopefully I can avoid taking more damage though. I would like to preserve my devil room chances. Okay. At least we get enough keys in all of these runs. So this guy, I guess, is trying to protect his buddy down here. I'll allow it. So yeah, so far not a fantastic run. Cube of meat, I always like getting. Cube of meat is simply good. It's not gonna save the run though, but it is nice to have. In particular, if we can just get a full suite of things flying around us, that's a great help. This guy doesn't want to play. It's okay. Range up. I'll take it. Good thing about getting the bottle of pills so early is also that we can pretty much figure out what all the pills do early on, which means that we can more quickly than we would otherwise be able to stop taking bad pills, so that it's going to be better on average. So yeah, I was about to say there's likely to be a Mark Rock in here, and indeed there is. Single soul heart is going to be good for our devil room chances. In particular, I'm going to go to the boss room before I go to my item room. Did I go to my item room already? Oh. Alright. So let's check out this room as well. That's good. I'll take it just in case it's haunt. Otherwise, I wouldn't want to. Pin. It's easy. Should have taken the black heart. It's okay. It's probably not going to make a big difference. Well, we might end up losing one of these extra bonus hearts during the course of the exploration of the remainder of the floor, in which case I will regret having picked up the black heart. But I think just from a pure strategic point of view, it was the only correct thing to do. Just because, I mean, there are difficult bosses on the cellar. There's one at least, namely the Haunt. So, this is looking a lot better than the previous run. In particular because we're not dead yet. That was very stupid. I was thinking, let's get close, because then Cube of Meat can more or less kill Pin faster than I could. I think it worked. I didn't have a look at the... oh, we unlocked something from the future. I guess that's from beating the basement sufficiently many times. Pentagram is fantastic. I really like that. Okay, so I can carry out my strategy here. So let's do it. I get 2 random devil room deals for the cost of 2 red hearts. That's a very bad deal, I think. But let's do it anyway. Just to... oh, Sin Up. That's ceremonial ropes is great. And this is gonna kill us. Oh, it's not gonna kill us because we have extra hearts. But still, I think I would have taken both of these deals anyway. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. That was pretty stupid. So, probably everybody watching this saw that coming. Anyway, this is still good. I just realized recently that ceremonial ropes is a lot better than I gave it credit for. First of all, it gives us a black heart. Black heart is always nice. It gives us a damage upgrade, but the damage upgrade doesn't trigger until the next floor. I'm not gonna do anything here, but I figured I would go in just because I had so many bombs. Still though, that is pretty good. And finally, it gives us Synop. I think I said that already, and I don't actually know if Synop does anything, or if it's just something that the text says. But most importantly, it makes us look super cool. That's the main thing it does. Box of spiders. It's not bad, but I think I'll take the Satanic Bible instead, just because on every single room, or on every single run, I am looking for a way to replenish my health. I could go to the boss challenge room. You could argue that I should. I am way behind the clock, so it's not like I'm gonna be able to go to the boss rush anyway if I had to guess. So yeah, from this point maybe I should just min-max. We're already half the way to the 20-minute mark. So annoying room. This guy has a ton of health. Yeah, I'll probably use a bomb for that. I'll probably not use a key for that though. Hate this room, hate spiders in general. Well, maybe not in general, but at least in the Binding of Isaac. I've got a spider in my apartment. It's pretty neat. Eats all the flies. And I think for the purpose of this argument, I do like that particular spider better than I like the flies. So that's okay with me. Then on the other hand, it's not like the flies do anything to me, so maybe it's a little silly to wish for their death. But then on the other hand, if the spiders didn't get anything to eat, maybe that would also be a little bad for them. I don't know how the digestive systems of spiders work in any great detail. Cursed Eye, right? Yeah, I think it's Cursed Eye. I don't like Cursed Eye. Cursed Eye is the one that allows us to charge our shots so that we can fire 4 at once. It comes at the cost of, if you get hit while you're charging the shot, you get teleported out of the room. Which I think is terribly annoying. I think you can maybe use it to your benefit sometimes, but it will always require you taking actual damage if you do. Let's get in here first, actually. May as well get that devil deal early on, get that extra added benefit. We'll of course come back and check the remainder of the floor. I don't think we... Oh yeah, we just came from the item room. I was just disremembering it, trying to forget it because it was so bad. Oh, Gertie. Gertie. Don't do this to me. Is Gertie Jr. easier than he was in vanilla? Certainly seems like it. Did I make that comment before? It certainly seems like it. So we don't get a devil room. I feel cheated a little bit. But anyway, we do get another lockup. This is a run where we got like 1 billion lockups already, right? So we must be pretty lucky. And we also get a couple of keys. Those keys I probably won't use for as much, but it's nice to have them nonetheless. I could just move on, and then I would catch up with the timer a little bit, but I think I would be shooting myself in the foot, particularly because we now have Satanic Bible, so charging that is something you want to do while the game is still easy. You could argue that at this particular point of the game, we're less strong than the game. Which is a trade-off you always need to consider, which is what makes Necropolis so bad, because it's hard to be as strong as the enemies on Necropolis when you're there. But I think for now, I think we're strong enough to do this. And we would be missing out on quite a few rooms as far as I could tell. How do I want to handle this? Probably want to get rid of these guys first, because they're terribly annoying. The ones that shoot stuff at you. At least because they're the least predictable. Not that the other centipede thingy is not unpredictable, but the black things are less predictable. So one thing that would certainly help me out right now is a Tears upgrade. Because I am shooting very slowly. Means that I actually need to aim. So at this point I could start blowing up mushrooms. I'm not drunk, by the way, it's just an accent. It's alright, I'll take it. It's impossible for me to figure out where the secret room's gonna be. Well, it's not really, but it's more difficult than it should be. I'm not gonna actually do anything with that beggar. So it's not up there. I think we went down here already, right? No, we didn't. Oh, I hate this room so much. This room is impossible. For some reason, it should be super easy, right? Because these guys fly on a fixed pattern, but then this happens. You need to do some completely absurd dodging. And that, again, is 100% predictable. I put myself in that situation, but still. Oish. Probably if I died now, I would actually get the benefit from dying as Lazarus. I'm probably not going to though. So let's go into our shop just because we have so many keys. Maybe there's something on a super sale. There's not. There's the pill bag, whatever it's called, that allows us to hold 2 pills, which is kind of neat. I guess I'll buy 5/6 of a black heart instead. Could also buy the soul heart. Then I wouldn't lose a charge on my satanic Bible, but I think the black heart is worth it over the soul heart. So is this the floor? Must be pretty close to it at least. Also, definitely now we're almost back at the beginning, so I should map out the floor in my head, try to find the secret room. And at this point, we're definitely not going to be able to boss rush, so let's just try to min-max a little bit. Right, this place I remember. This is a pretty big floor, actually, all things considered. Strange saying, actually. It's very difficult to consider all things at once. I find, at least. All things considered. Oh, yes, this guy has so much health. There we go. These guys are also annoying because of their unpredictability. I almost prefer the guys that charge instead, just because you know that they're gonna fire at you. That's not actually true. I think these are a lot easier to deal with. So I think the secret room is very likely to be below us at this point. I'll maybe go down to 1 bomb checking for it. I know it's a big floor, so I could easily be wrong here. There it is. 2 keys. That's fair enough. Alright, pretty good floor, I would say. Is it, actually? Well, I think of it, we didn't get... What did we actually get? Did we get anything? We got a very bad item room. That's the one with Curse Star, right? Yeah. So... yeah, maybe I shouldn't be too pleased about it. At least we're still alive and we have a good amount of health. And we're almost strong enough that that is worth talking about. So, yeah, I'll do it. I'll replenish those hearts. That was obviously not worth it at all. We even took damage in here. And we will be taking damage out. So those are 2 black heart explosions, whatever you want to call them. Procs. It's not even a proc because it's not random. That's just... we're wasted. Get a bomb out though. The bomb's good. Just adjust my microphone. It's like a tradition at this point. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Ooh. I dislike these guys. They're too fast, and their aim is too good. At least we're in caves now. Caves should be easier than catacombs. Is that true? I think if I had to judge, probably the cellar is certainly a lot more difficult than the basement, and the Necropolis is certainly a lot more difficult than the depths, simply because there's the masks, and the masks are tricky. I'm not sure how I managed to dodge that. But I think actually the difference between the catacombs and the caves, comparatively speaking, is a lot less than the other ones. Slowly but surely getting rid of these guys. I guess I'll maybe kill him down here just to... does that make sense? Kill him here, I guess. Here? Somewhere. Doesn't really matter at this point, I just want you to die. That's good. Again, just to blow up as many rocks as possible. Now we're really min-maxing. Why didn't you die from that? Are you immune to your own explosions and the TNT barrel's explosions? Doesn't seem very fair. So do we have a curse actually? Where consider a curse of the blind. Okay, that's one of the worst curses actually. In particular, because if we get a devil room, we're probably not going to be able to use it. Well, we'll be able to use it, but we won't actually use it. If we can stay at 0 red hearts, all devil deals will simply be 3 soul hearts instead. Which is sometimes nice, sometimes bad. But with Curse of the Blind, I think it's more often bad, because you don't get the added benefit of getting rid of your health. I guess I'll make this a little bit easier, since I'll end up blowing this up anyway. Oh, free chest. Sounds like a movie about releasing animals. Or pornography, I'm not sure. Or both. It's not like one excludes the other. So, what do we have in our boss challenge room? Tempting. I'll do it. Okay, so unfortunately those bombs didn't do all that much to chop. And unfortunately the payout from the other chest is pretty bad as well. I don't know, we got a few consumables. Chop, you're supposed to dislike smoke. What's up with this? Yeah, that's a pretty bad placement for the bomb. Oish, he's too fast. Yeah, was this worth it? If we don't end up taking damage, I would say yes. Because in that case, it's pretty obvious what the answer is. If we do take just a little bit of damage, I'm gonna hesitate a little bit though. It's nice to get the money. We haven't been getting a lot of money here today, so at some point I want to donate. I want to make use of shops. Those contain good items. Oh, Peep. Peep is bad. Not as bad as the bloat. Still bad though. He did end up taking some amount of damage from that. If I was more brave, I would try to use the cube of meat to damage him as well. For now I won't though. So what are our chances like overall at this point? I think I'm gonna give... It's hard to give odds on it because everything can change. I'd say I'd put myself at 50% at this point. We don't need that many good items to take us over the top because our base damage is good. So if we could just get rid of our tears and replace our tears by something else like technology, brimstone, mom's knife, all that good stuff. I mean, 2 of those items will carry you just on their own. But yeah, if we could get rid of our tears, but keep our damage, that would be pretty sweet. I would almost be tempted to pick up Dr. Fetus, the one that allows us to shoot bombs at this point, just because our base damage is good. Oh, maybe I wouldn't actually, because Dr. Fetus is always bad when you have low tiers as well. So I'll take that back. But yeah, the rest of the statement I believe is true. Maybe we're at about a 50-50 here. If we just get one really good item, we're pretty much set. Get a black heart back. Nice to be over half health all the time. So we don't know. I mean, this could be terrible. There are some items in the game that you don't want. This could be soy milk, for instance. Now that I've said that, it's probably gonna be. Oh, rubber cement. That's pretty cool. Again, it's not gonna win the game on its own, but it's a passive and it's not bad. You could probably do some funky stuff with it. If it bounces enough, maybe if you have enough range, you can hit enemies multiple times. I'm not sure if you could hit the same enemy multiple times, but at least you can hit different enemies. Very useful against these spiders, for instance. So let's go into our shop. See what we have. Very cheap bomb. Of course, I don't know what the actual items are, so I won't buy them. This is caves 2, so let's just save the money. Maybe I'll buy the soul heart if I feel pressured at some point. But I would probably rather just make use of one of the later shops, if nothing else to donate. So how was it again with Lazarus? Where did we actually need to go? If I remember correctly, it didn't actually matter. We've done neither the chest or the dark room with Lazarus. Never a big fan of this room. But again, we're min-maxing, so we will take care of the fires. Essentially, at this point, a penny equals a soul heart. We'll, of course, also open this because we have so many keys. Child's heart. I'm not sure what to use it for. Maybe if we get Dark Bomb, it would be very helpful. Can I trick these guys? That's the question. Get you up here, and then maybe get you super close to the fire. I think that works, but it wasn't very efficient. Let's try it again, though. It works a little bit, I guess. This kind of big room I don't mind. Lots of stuff to shoot tears at, and then gives you free items, free consumables. So yeah. Did we go? Yeah, we're probably getting very close to the boss fight, and the remaining rooms on this floor, there can't be very many of them. Tears up, that's great. I love knowing that that pill exists, and I love having picked up one of them. I do not love this room so much, though. I also am not quite sure how tears scales. It seems like when you have enough tears, a given tears upgrade doesn't do as much. So either it caps out really early, or maybe it just comes with diminishing returns in one way or another. I'm not sure, but this particular tears upgrade certainly seemed very good. The way it worked in vanilla, I believe, is that the tears upgrades you get from pills were worse than tears upgrades from other stuff-like items. Gertie should be easy enough. Let's get rid of... maybe I won't want to get rid of the... Okay, no, I did get rid of it. Getting rid of stuff here. Taking too much damage. So maybe I will buy that soul heart back in the shop. Now I feel like I said spirit heart before. I think I taught myself at this point that they are, in fact, actually cold soul hearts. Gertie's nice though, he's only firing, he doesn't spawn too many annoying enemies. It's also cool that you actually hit Gertie even though you somehow managed to shoot behind him because of rubber cement. Probably get rid of one of these. Okay, maybe not. Gertie being a little bit self-destructive today, it feels. But okay. So much blinking. Yeah, I have to take it right. Range up. I guess I asked about that at some point, so I can't complain, but certainly not the most exciting item we could get. So looking for possible secret rooms. One below us is definitely possible. There's 3 others I should check and rule out. So I will buy that soul heart just because I'd like to be close to the cap always. I want to be close to the cap and make believe with the cap and live in harmony and at full health. So I think that one we also can rule out, and it's probably actually going to be even more likely. This one we also cannot. I think we've got enough bombs that it's arguably worth it. What a terrible layout for a good old Bomberman fight here. No exciting items, unfortunately. Scary room. How's the AI gonna behave today? Well enough. It seems like these guys are maybe a little bit dumber than they were in vanilla, or maybe I'm just getting more used to them. It would make sense if they reused the AI code from the original. Because it worked well enough in the original, so it's not like it needed any major improvements. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but it does feel like they're a little bit dumber. Yeah, I'll go down to 4. What floor is this? Caves 2. 4 seems okay. Nothing? Alright. That's an item. And it's a secret room item, and those are pretty good normally. Fate allows us to fly. Fantastic. And another range upgrade. So, those aren't the game-breaking items I was looking for. Where did I get that Eternal Art? I'm not entirely sure I wanted that. But that was certainly a very good item to grab. Also gets us a free black heart immediately. I'm looking at the map right now. Is there anything else I could get since now I could fly? I don't know. Yeah, I'll do it. I know... Okay. I know that we have a bunch of good pills. That's a tear stone. So why not? Many possible locations for the top secret room on that floor, it seemed like. So, turning out to be a fairly long video, this one actually. Of course, it's partially because we had a 10-minute run to begin with that ended very abruptly. But even then, we're pretty slow. Here, I guess I'll just hang out over the spikes. Nothing bad can happen. Being able to fly is so nice, in particular on the earlier floors. Including Nicalis and the depths. Yeah. You're allowed to. You can just come at me. Yeah, come here. It's cool. Thank you. Scary stuff. Let's just put down this immediately. Blow up the marked rock and the skull. So maybe I shouldn't pick up the soul heart just yet because I'm gonna overcharge on the satanic Bible if I do. Let's. I'm gonna assume that our boss fight is that way, so that we're gonna come back eventually, but I don't like that room. It's very difficult for me to not take damage on it. We're just a little too slow, I'm afraid. I hate rooms like that. There are so many of them in vanilla. It seems like we haven't encountered too many of them in the new game. Yeah, I guess I'll spend a little bit of time here then. So how's your day? Is it exciting? Mine is. I'm playing Isaac. Isaac's exciting. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. These are two things that can come out of it. Sometimes it feels like you lost, but you actually won. Sometimes it feels like you won, but you actually lost. Our wings are super weird. They're like coming out of our ass, right? Doesn't this look entirely incorrect? Maybe it's not like weird, it's more like flaps. Ears? Did I say ears? I meant wings. If I didn't say ears, apologies for the brain fart. I'm just gonna apologize for the brain fart no matter what. Apologize in advance if nothing else. Marks, there's one there. I guess I'll pick it up at this point. Partially because I don't want to backtrack. Which curse do we have? Do we have any? We don't have any curses. I think that's the first time that happens on this run. Could be wrong though. I'm always considering dropping this tears down. Let's just do that actually. Because I know I'm just going to use it by accident. That's happened so many times before. Kane's Eye? May you see your destination. Does that just give us a map or something like that once in a while? I don't know. Start with this one so we don't get teleported out. Flies. Bombs. Okay, that was pretty bad. What else can we do? Could look for secret rooms. It's not up here. Could be there. Could also be there. So yeah, min-maxing. Min-maxing is good for you. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume it's up here. Seems pretty likely. Nope. Okay, let's try this one then. Also no. At least that means that it's likely to be up here then. Is that so? No. Did I rule out that already? I did. That was very silly. Also, that was pretty silly as well. Okay, so how we're gonna do this? Fly? Ah! How do you even? I guess this guy will just take care of the easy way. Rob Burstman seems to be doing a amazing piece of work right here. Anyway, I shouldn't complain. I have good health, reasonable damage, all that stuff. I will do this though. Look for a 3 turrets apparently. There are so many good tarot cards that I would say it's easily worth it when we have enough bombs. We could end up in a situation where we don't have enough bombs, of course, but more often than not, I find myself at the end of the game with way too many bombs left. There's our tarot card, and it's one of the better ones. Sun shows us the entire map. Magician doesn't do all that much, but I'll just use it at some point, I guess. Is best friend. That was bugged in the original, actually. I'm happy to get it. Yeah, put it down, blows up. Because we need to get it at some point, essentially. It's not very good otherwise. Or maybe it actually is, I don't know. It was very bad in the original because it had a tendency to crash your game. Which is, generally speaking, something you don't want to happen. But I mean, I imagine it does damage. And damage is nice, so let's see what our shop is like. Black candle and the jar. I could be tempted to buy black candle since we're playing on hard mode. I could also be tempted to buy the soul heart if we don't get enough money to buy the black candle. So let's look at our map again. Seems like there's way too many places for the secret room. I'm considering that right now just because the secret room tends to contain a lot of money. Yeah, I see at least 2 new positions for the secret room. Let's quickly go back and look. So imagine I'll use this hunt card as late as possible. Okay, it's gonna be here, I'm almost certain. Wow! Spent 4 bombs in this room trying to find a secret room. That's pretty terrible. I forget what this pill does, unfortunately. I can never remember those. So let's just donate. That's probably the correct choice anyway, because that makes the game easier in the future. I think the final shop upgrade, which is also the next shop upgrade, I'm gonna get at 600 cents. So we're not even halfway there. The Fallen is pretty cool. It's one of the more difficult bosses, in particular because of his brimstone attack, but also his charged attack is annoying if you're not fast enough, and we're barely fast enough. And this thing can also be a little bit annoying sometimes. And he also does this, and when there's 2 of him, we're even more likely to get hit by the brimstone stuff and all the other stuff. What makes the Fallen cool there is that he always drops devil items. And devil items are nice. Seems like we have the same wings as our buddy here. Gives us a pack, that's 2 soul hearts, and a damage upgrade. No, tears upgrade. Both, maybe? I don't know. Krampus? No, it's not Krampus. So do I want to go down to 0 red hearts again? I probably do, because that means that the Polaroid, which is probably the one that I'm going to take, is going to be a lot better. Do I want to go down to... I mean, both of these are terrible, really. What floor is it? That's 1. So maybe I'll wait and hope for a better devil room on the next floor. I am also bleeding charges essentially on the Satanic Bible at this point. Oh, it's tough. It is very tough. I don't think the Sun card, the healing effect of it is going to be good for us. So that's not going to be an argument here. There are going to be more devil rooms though. And the game is not too difficult at this point. So I'll wait out. At this point I also made it more possible that we're going to get angel rooms. I guess this is Kane's Eye doing its thing. I guess we're going down then. Going to our item room first. But yeah, I want to go down to 0 red hearts because then every time we get hit the Polaroid it's going to trigger. The Polaroid was super OP in the original. It's not so much anymore. But it's still good. And it's worth that going down to 0 hearts if you're going to be at 1 heart. Because otherwise it's not going to do all that much. Broken remote. What does it do again? Allows us to teleport once in a while. No, that's another item. I do not remember. So at this point, this is talking about we're losing charges on the Satanic Bible, which is unfortunate. It's not where we want to be. I could use it and turn some soul hearts into black hearts, which would be the correct thing to do if we were absolutely certain that we wouldn't be taking any damage anytime soon. I don't think that's the case though. I think I could easily end up taking damage. I could easily end up taking a full heart of damage on 1 room. And in that case, it's nice to have the Satanic Bible ready and don't have to charge it all over again. That will save a few charges, and I mean the effect from the black hearts is certainly very nice. But I don't think it's nice enough to compensate. So far, so good. Range up again. Wonder what our range is actually like at this point. Not quite an entire room, but it's pretty close. This is something with a tail. What has a tail? Lions have tails. And cows also have tails. Fish don't have tails. Fish go moo. So I guess cows have tails. I don't know. Let's pick it up. Leo. Oh, that's a lion. Cool. So yeah, that's very good. It allows us to break open all the skulls on the remainder of the floor. So that's very useful. So let's just do that immediately. Could get some super useful items out of it. What is this? Nicalis destroys all things in a room. That's exactly the opposite of what we want, but let's just use it on the first big room here. That's probably a mistake actually, because I caused a bunch of skulls or turrets to appear. So I'm also creating a clusterfuck of stuff around this floor. If one of these is Jera, that could be fun. Then we could just grab all the tarot cards from the entire floor, put them into this room, and then multiply. But I don't know if it is. It's another Nicalis. Okay, it's very bad. Oh, it's not very bad, but it's not particularly useful, since we already have Leo. Tower's not very good. Chaos card allows us to one-shot a boss. I'm gonna use it. Ah, shit. I can only take one card with me. Do I want to take this one card with me, or do I want to take... do I want to take... Death? I probably... Or, sorry, the Chaos card. I probably want to take the Chaos card, right? Because Kane's Eye... If I'm not going to replace that, it allows me to see where the boss is. And that's essentially what I'm going to use the Sun card for, right? So it becomes comparatively less useful in that, given that. So that's how I'm going to go. Should watch out with all of these turrets, actually. Single black heart. We do have so many black hearts around. I guess I'll have to do some major backtracking at some point. Where did I put my Chaos card? I don't even know. It's just a tower here. So remember that. Pick up the Chaos card and be happy. Walk on everything. Find secrets. I guess at this point I may as well start using the Satanic Bible to turn all these into black hearts, simply because I have so many black hearts lying around that I don't think I'll be able to use them before the end of the floor. So yeah, certainly not going to do the boss rush on this thing. It's pretty obvious by now. Gluttony should be easy. Yeah, I wonder if rubber cement comes with an auto aim feature. It seems like it always bounces towards the enemies when it actually bounces, which is very nice. Pretty big floor, actually. So try not to break open the skulls while before the floor is done, or the room is done, so that we don't need to actually bother with turrets as well. Now we can do it. Oh, it's Dry Baby. Dry Baby sometimes spawns the Necronomicon effect, and I don't understand how, but I should look it up one day. So we took a full heart of damage from that. I always feel cheated when that happens. Monsters shouldn't do that. Monsters are supposed to be easy. So everything I said about auto-aim, just forget about it. Certainly not the case. Whenever the Necronomicon effect actually spawns, I'm afraid I get hit, but doesn't seem to be the case. It's always just Dry Baby. I don't know if Monster simply can't get out of his little trap there. In here, tempting. I'll do it. That's Samson's luck, isn't it? I believe it gives us some extra rage. Maybe the old kind of rage, not the new kind. I'm not sure how it works exactly. But somehow our entire strategy at this point is revolving around me using Kane's Eye. I guess we no longer have knockback. Is that true? So, yeah. So let's keep that for now. That was easy enough. Samson's luck, your rage grows. So there's the new kind of rage, which is your rage grows every time you take damage. And then there's the old kind of rage, which is your rage grows every... Whoops, almost got hit there. Every time you get hit. Magician... Hierophant. Hierophant is really good. Or is it? It's certainly not as good as the Chaos card in our situation, so... So where do I want to use the Chaos card? As late as possible, I presume. Which is gonna be Blue Baby, I guess, because we could use it earlier on, but why should we? We should use it against the boss that's gonna be the most difficult to us, not necessarily the boss that's the most difficult. So that probably means Isaac, because we get so many items when we actually go down to the chest. This is all gonna depend on... oh, Best Friends Forever is not very exciting. Neither is the deck of cards. Best Friends Forever makes our followers better. Deck of cards spawns, or allows us to get a tarot card every 6 rooms, which is pretty nice, but it's not as good as getting a guaranteed soul heart. I'm also not going to buy the key. And I'm also not going to buy the soul heart. Instead, made some pretty good use of that. We're probably pretty close to unlocking something at 300 cents, I imagine. Too many places for a secret room, probably, even though we do have 8 bombs. Is there anything else I want to do? I don't think so. What was the item down there? I forget. Something we left behind, obviously. That's Nicalis, and this is the Chaos card. And down here we had something as well. The Sun, High Priestess. I'll take the Chaos card with me, and I won't use any items on the boss. So hopefully you agree a little bit with my logic on this one. It's not exactly caught in what you normally cut things in. What do you cut things in? Plastic, I guess, these days. It's not cut in plastic. I think that's exactly how the saying goes. Anyway, our damage is certainly not as good as it's been before, but still though, we're doing alright. The main thing we've got at this point is our defensive item, I would say. Our luck, our ability to get a ton of health, and in particular, well, not necessarily in particular, but also the Leo thing I think is actually very useful. It doesn't do anything in itself except make us look cool. What it does do though is allow us to get a ready supply of tarot cards at all times. Oh, that small rock, that's the first time we actually see that. Let's just take it as a damage upgrade. And makes us a little bit slower though, but that doesn't matter. Right, get the Polaroid. Look for other stuff here and move onwards. What was I about to say? Yeah, it gets us tarot cards, which is not necessarily a good thing because it requires me to think about which... That's pinned somewhere, right? It requires me to then think about which ones I should bring with me and which ones I should just use. But yeah, let's take the Chaos card. I guess I didn't say it yet, but if you don't remember, the Chaos card is the one that allows us to one-shot everything it hits. It's a little tricky to aim, but if you're just fighting an immobile enemy, then it's more or less trivial and you'll always hit. So it's super useful against Isaac. I'm not sure we ever used it against Isaac, actually. There's a mark rock. I should be a little cautious here because some of these things actually deal damage to you when you walk over them. I don't want that happening. I also don't want that happening, as in I don't want to actually go through that room. So the only thing that we... No, that's not true. I was about to say the only thing we need to unlock is Beating Mom's Heart, but we do need to go to Blue Baby as well. I did look it up. It's something I've been talking about on previous episodes many times. How far do we need to go to unlock everything? I was saying at some point that in order... What is this? Tears Up. That's super good. Oh, I like this. In order to unlock everything in the game, you need to beat everything on hard mode. I made a post on the subreddit asking about this, and I don't think it's actually true. I think you don't need to beat everything on hard mode, only with the final character that I haven't even unlocked yet. There's another mark block. Let's just pick it up immediately. So that's good to know. I don't actually need to beat the entire game on hard mode. Just need to beat Mom's Heart with all the characters. Which should be doable. I mean, it's doable to beat the game with all the characters as well, but it's certainly gonna be gonna take a lot longer. Twice as long at least, because it requires one more run to go both ways. I don't want to walk on those because they can damage me. Hopefully this is the right way, otherwise I'm fighting these large rooms without having to. That's a lot of things flying around. Kind of a cool room design. Ah, I did take damage. Again, it's 100% predictable. So in theory, if you just concentrate enough, you don't need to take damage. I like those rooms. Just need to take care that you don't end up in a corner getting stuck. What makes it a little more unpredictable though is that they change directions when they fly into each other. It seems like this might be the right way. Oh, what's another Tears upgrade? At this point I'm imagining if there is a cap, we must have hit it probably. Or we must be very close to. Oops. Thanks, Dry Baby, even though it seems like you didn't do all that much. I don't know if it is just an Necronomicon effect. It seems to me like the Necronomicon deals more damage to single target enemies, but maybe it doesn't. That Necronomicon isn't all that good. It seems like a cool item the first time you get it because it just wrecks a room. But, yeah. Against the enemies where it matters, that is... where do I need to go? This is not even the right way. Against enemies where it matters, which is normally single target enemies, it doesn't help all that much. So that also simplified this room quite a bit. Would prefer not taking any damage at all, obviously, but might be a little bit too much to ask. Should also maybe look for... it's probably not up here. This is probably a dead end as well. Indeed it is. Should also look for secret rooms. We know it's not in there. It could be down here maybe. Let's quickly check. It could easily be down here. It is not. I'll probably not check the entire floor, but if I come across a natural position for the secret room to be in, I'll check it. But, yeah. This must be the right way. I guess Kane's Eye should have helped us out with that. How does Kane's Eye work? Is it when you go down to a new floor you get to see the map? Or is it just random? I should have checked that. So maybe I'll make sure to bring up the map and as we go to the next floor. Ah, shit. Okay, death. Death is like... this is actually not the correct way. Death is like the effect of the Necronomicon, essentially. Give us a free black heart. Happy with that. May as well keep the map open while I'm backtracking, just to see if at some point Kane's Eye decides to show us a map. If it works that way, the way we should use it is just like walk back and forth. Maybe it doesn't work that way though. So many dingles. So little time. Whoa! I walked straight into that one. You very quickly realize that there's damage that feels bad, and then there's damage that feels, okay. That damage right there felt pretty bad. Why is this floor so big? This pill is pheromones. Guess we'll use it because we can. That didn't do very much, I think. Maybe it did, though. Oh, yes. These tears. So good. I will remember the Chaos card. I was just curious if this was actually another dead end or... This is Womb XL. That explains a lot. That's another Sun card. I guess I'll use it now? Yeah. I should have used it on the next room because it also deals damage to enemies. So it's kind of a mistake, although a pretty small one. There was a bug. Oh, it also shows us the secret room location. That's pretty neat. There was a bug in the previous version of the game, which has recently been fixed. That sometimes on the next floor, the boss rooms wouldn't spawn next to each other, which apparently they're supposed to do. They'll just spawn in two random locations, which would be super annoying on the womb floor because, well, no, on Necropolis, because then you would end up fighting moms. You would end up fighting mom, but you would be missing out on an item because you couldn't get out of the boss fight again. So that's pretty bad, but that has been fixed indeed. So yeah. Oh, yeah, that gives us full health. There's no real reason to use that there. Guess, should we look for top secret room? Could be here. Let's give it a single try to say that we've done it. It is not there. It could be 100 places. Triacnid. Did we fight that boss before? I mean, I fought it in vanilla, so yeah, I sort of know what it does. I'm not sure we fought it in Rebirth though. I know what it does, and then I of course take damage anyway. Ah, shit. I don't like the amount of damage we're taking right now. Get another HP upgrade. This one I'm actually happy about. I guess I will go back and actually fill up this container, even though it's going to be a lot of backtracking. And I'll do it because otherwise I might end up regretting it. It's very cool actually if we do end up with a Devil Room deal where we get a 2-heart offer for Mom's Knife or Brimstone. That means that we can now take it. And I definitely would if we could. So that's neat. It may be... Well, actually that doesn't happen because we're on the Womb XL and there's not going to be a Devil Room on the Womb XL. Forget everything I said. So that's unfortunate. Also, I could have gone back and tried to look for a half red heart instead of the full red heart to make sure that I'm at a half heart state. I'm not going to though. In fact, why don't I use... No, I want to save the Chaos card. This, or do I? In fact, maybe Mom's heart is more difficult than Isaac. You know, it's a good choice when you spend a total of 5 seconds thinking about it. I think it was right though. I don't think Isaac is too difficult in this game compared to Mom's Knife, because Isaac is more predictable. Mom's Knife is somewhat unpredictable when she starts doing her laser attacks and continuous tear beams. Beer beams. That would be awesome. So yeah, two pieces of logic apply here. So there's a room next to the curse room, otherwise we wouldn't be able to get into it. That means that there's a path up there, and that path could easily lead to the boss fight. So in that case, the floor would go something like up here, and then around and down. It could also... We know that there's... Well, it could also be a room here, so it could just be this way. But also the game tries to harass us often, so that it's not actually that way. Let's just try that. I think my first argument was better than the second one. Oh, in particular, it's a big room next to us, so I think that makes it much more likely that I was correct about it. I'm taking too much damage. I'll die at this rate. Okay, this could be good. Tammy said it's pretty sweet. Is it better than... How many black hearts are we gonna get? 2, I think. 1 on this floor, if we're unlucky, and 1.5 on the next floor. So it's probably 2 black hearts if we, assuming that we get to the end of the game. Sammy said it's sweet, does damage, but yeah, would I pay 2 black hearts for it? Most definitely not. It's War hiding around. Oh, we should remember that we have Leo. It feels like it's been a while since I actually used that. I'm guessing that... Oh, sorry, this isn't War. This is... not... Is it Death? Yeah, it must be Death because of the sides. This is an even worse version of Death that spawns black flies and all kinds of other stuff. I don't know where the horse is now, either. Pretty annoying room. And of course all that other nonsense flying around. Fortunately, I don't think there's a difficult version of the catacombs. We can still see the map, so I don't quite understand how Kane's Eye works, obviously. Let me just quickly go back and see if I left any rocks that I could have walked on. I guess not. Tempting to go into the curse room. It would only cost me 1 black heart, but that black heart, it's very likely that I'm gonna need it for the boss fight. I think there's a good chance that we're gonna be able to find the top secret room, though. Oh, this could also be fantastic. Chaos card? 2 of hearts. It's 1 extra heart. That's not very good at all. This could also be good. More bombs. Not sure how to use those sufficiently. I will use a few to look for a top secret room. Okay. I don't think there's more ways we can improve our chances. So it's not at all given that we're going to be able to do this. But I think it could also be a lot worse. It's a little tricky for me to tell which shots are his and which are mine. At least they have different colors at this point. It would be a lot worse if we didn't have red tears. So first stage should be pretty easy. I already feel bad that I used... Oish, those tricked me. That I used the... What's it called? The chaos card on the previous floor. This is a clusterfuck of tears right now. I'm taking too much damage as well. Concentrate. I'm concentrating very hardly myself. You don't need to tell me. Generally speaking, I don't need to tell myself anything because it's sort of my own brain. Sometimes it helps. So stress will be to survive. Beams of light sometimes screw me over. Simply because I don't understand how they work. So, shit. Down here, safe? Yeah. I think there's always a safe corner, maybe? Dry Baby really doesn't do anything here. This looks safe up here. Okay, it was also safe down in the opposite. I mean, you would think that it's always safe in the opposite corner, right? But it's not how it works at all. I think this time it is. Yeah. I think you need to look at the first beam that comes down, and then you can tell from that. Alright. So far, so good. We still need to beat Blue Baby, though. Alright, so... That's number 1. Lowers our range, but gives us very good tears. And it doesn't actually lower our range, it seems. Our tears have a very strange color. A little chubby. It's pretty good. You fire him and he deals damage to enemies. And he's piercing, so it's really good against enemies that have several pieces to their body. Magneto just gives us item that doesn't do anything since we can already fly. And Little Haunt is pretty good. It's like Leech, but actually deals damage. Okay, this is a terrible, terrible room. I could easily just die on this room alone. Adversary, very tricky boss. Yep, this is not looking too good. I should remember that I have 1 extra health simply because I'm Lazarus. There it goes. Okay, I'm dead. Our Polaroid triggered, that's good. It's almost gone now, but we managed to clean the room. Alright, so that turns to shit pretty quickly, huh? That's not a secret room. It's obviously not a secret room either. Well, it is a pretty secret room, but it's not the secret room. This is also tricky. This is all about dodging, really. So yeah, there you have it. That's how you dodge. I was a little unfortunate. We had a pretty solid run. That double adversary room was very painful to me. So we didn't actually... Well, we unlocked one thing. We unlocked the thing that you get from beating Mom's heart on hard mode. But still, this looks a little weak to me. Anyway, it was a cool run. I like runs like that where it's very difficult to tell where they're going, where all the benefits you get are from sort of like mediocre items. It's very much what happened on this one. And it almost worked. So, all in all, I liked it. I hope you guys did as well. For now, thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you some other time.